Welcome viewers to Global Conflict Explained. Today we are diving into a topic that is both urgent and sobering: what could trigger the next global conflict? In an increasingly interconnected world, localized disputes, economic competition, resource scarcity, and rising geopolitical tensions have the potential to escalate into a conflict that involves multiple nations or even continents. Understanding the underlying triggers can help policymakers, scholars, and citizens recognize warning signs before a crisis becomes catastrophic. By examining historical precedents, current flashpoints, and emerging threats, we can better assess what might ignite the next large-scale international war. So, before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, Historical Background of Global Conflicts. To understand what could trigger a future global conflict, it's important to examine history. The 20th century offers clear examples. World War I erupted due to entangled alliances, militarism, imperial rivalries, and nationalism, while World War II was fueled by economic instability, expansionist ideologies, and unresolved grievances from the First War. These conflicts demonstrate that global wars are rarely caused by a single factor. They are often the result of multiple pressures building over time, territorial disputes, competition for resources, ideological clashes, and breakdowns in diplomacy. Studying these patterns shows that today's international flashpoints, where similar pressures exist, could escalate if left unmanaged. Geopolitical flashpoint triggers. Several regions currently carry the potential to spark wider conflicts. Eastern Europe, Russia, and Ukraine. The ongoing war in Ukraine has already strained relations between Russia, NATO, and the European Union. Any miscalculation or escalation could draw additional countries into a larger confrontation. East Asia, Taiwan Strait, and South China Sea. Rising tensions between China and Taiwan, coupled with territorial disputes in the South China Sea, could lead to military clashes involving the US and regional allies. Middle East, Iran, Israel, and proxy conflicts, long-standing rivalries, coupled with nuclear ambitions and proxy wars in Yemen, Syria, and Lebanon, create a volatile mix that could escalate regionally or even globally. Korean Peninsula, North Korea's nuclear program, combined with unresolved hostilities and US-South Korea alliances, represents another potential flashpoint. These regions illustrate how existing disputes, if mismanaged or provoked, could escalate into multinational confrontations. Economic and resource-based triggers. Resource competition is a major potential trigger for conflict. Scarcity of water, food, energy, and rare earth minerals can exacerbate tensions between countries. Climate change adds an unpredictable layer, as droughts, floods, and extreme weather events can destabilize economies and societies. Trade disputes and economic sanctions also carry the risk of triggering conflict. For example, competition over critical technologies, energy access, or maritime routes can lead to confrontations if nations resort to coercive measures or military posturing. Historical precedents, such as the oil crises influencing Middle East tensions, highlight how economic interests can directly contribute to the outbreak of war. Ideological and political triggers. Ideological differences, nationalism, and authoritarian expansionism can fuel tensions. Governments that pursue aggressive foreign policies or territorial expansion, often combined with populist rhetoric, are more likely to provoke conflict. Democratic backsliding, civil unrest, and contested elections in strategically important nations can also increase the risk of international confrontation. When domestic pressures mount, leaders may attempt to consolidate power by engaging in foreign conflicts, as seen in historical cases where nationalist ambitions contributed to global wars. Technological and cyber risks. In the modern era, technology has become both a powerful tool and a dangerous trigger for conflict. Unlike traditional warfare, where battles are fought on land, sea, or air, today's conflicts can begin silently, through lines of code. Cyber attacks now have the potential to cripple entire nations without a single shot being fired. Critical infrastructure, such as power grids, water systems, hospitals, and financial networks, are all vulnerable. A well-coordinated cyber attack could shut down electricity in major cities, disrupt emergency services, or even paralyze a country's economy within hours. In such scenarios, it can be extremely difficult to identify the attacker with certainty. increasing the risk of miscalculation and unintended retaliation. Military systems are also increasingly digitized, making them targets for cyber interference. Imagine a situation where communication between defense units is jammed, missile systems are hacked, or false data is injected into radar systems. These kinds of disruptions could lead to confusion on the battlefield, accidental engagements, or rapid escalation between rival states. At the same time, the rise of autonomous weapons and artificial intelligence is changing how wars may be fought. AI-driven drones, automated defense systems, and real-time surveillance tools can make decisions at speeds far beyond human control. While this increases efficiency, it also reduces the time leaders have to assess situations carefully. A single error in programming or misinterpretation by an AI system could trigger unintended military responses, potentially escalating a small incident into a larger conflict. Missile defense systems and hypersonic weapons further complicate the picture. These technologies shorten response times to mere minutes, forcing nations into a use-it-or-lose-it mindset during crises. This increases pressure on decision-makers and raises the risk of premature or aggressive actions based on incomplete information. Beyond Earth, space is rapidly becoming a new strategic frontier. Satellites play a crucial role in communication, navigation, intelligence gathering, and military coordination. Systems like GPS, weather monitoring, and global communications all rely heavily on space-based infrastructure. Military alliances and escalation risks. Alliances such as NATO or regional defense pacts can both prevent and escalate conflicts. While collective defense agreements deter aggression, they also create scenarios where localized disputes can quickly involve multiple nations. Article 5 of NATO, for example, could turn a regional skirmish into a broader confrontation if a member is attacked. Similarly, proxy wars fueled by global powers can spiral into larger wars. Conflicts in the Middle East, Africa, or Asia, if supported by multiple major powers, could escalate into wider confrontations, mirroring patterns from the Cold War. Early warning signs. Key indicators that a global conflict might be approaching include rising military expenditures, large-scale troop movements, severe economic sanctions, cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, escalating nationalist rhetoric, and breakdowns in diplomacy. Monitoring these factors can help predict potential triggers before they reach the tipping point. The role of international organizations, diplomacy, and conflict resolution mechanisms is critical. Proactive mediation, arms control agreements, and multilateral dialogue remain essential tools to prevent escalation. The next global conflict could be triggered by a combination of geopolitical flashpoints, resource competition, ideological clashes, technological risks, and alliance obligations. While history shows that global wars often result from multiple compounding factors, careful monitoring, diplomacy, and international cooperation can mitigate these risks. Understanding the potential triggers is essential for maintaining global stability in a rapidly changing world. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.